Welcome to QB Talk. My name is Susan Spencer, and boy was I lucky to have learned football at a very young age. But most women don't get so lucky. So I am challenging you to make up for lost time and learn to talk football. My coaching method is easy. Just watch the quarterback on your favorite team, and I will coach you on what you need to look for. Don't get stuck in that same old rut. Do something that will change your life. So let's get started. A quick refresher. The football field is measured in yards, and the quarterback who has the ball gets 4 tries, called downs, to pass the ball, run the ball himself, or hand it off to a running back on his team that will run with it and try to gain yards. Remember, if the quarterback and his supporting players move the ball 10 yards or more using the 4 tries or 4 downs as they're called, he earns a first down, and the 4 tries start all over again. If his team fails to gain 10 yards by the 4th down, or the ball goes to the opposite team's quarterback, the opposite team takes over the ball, and then they get a chance to see what they can do. Our focus will always be on the quarterback, so keep watching. Keep your eyes glued to the quarterback, and watch how he throws the ball, making sure to put spin on it. That spin is the key to how ball gets distance, speed, and accuracy. It's all about the spin, and the better the quarterback is able to put the proper spin on the ball, the more likely it is he'll be able to put the ball wherever he wants on the field. Don't take your eyes off the quarterback, and you will be able to see how accurate your quarterback's throw is. Keep watching him. When you see a quarterback throwing a wobbly pass, that spells real trouble. Obviously, it will not go where the quarterback wanted it to go. In my next episode, you will find out why. Let's get to today's topic. What players does the quarterback depend on to move the ball down the field? And how can you pick them out when you see them? Our man of the hour, the quarterback, has lots of help moving the ball down the field. Here are the football terms that you need to know and remember for today. Forward pass, receiver, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and the word interception. A forward pass means exactly what the words indicate, a pass or throw that is thrown forward. A receiver is a player on the offensive team who is eligible to catch a forward pass. Not every player on the offensive team is eligible to catch a forward pass. The only eligible players that can catch a forward pass on the offensive team are the running backs, the wide receivers, and tight ends. These players are the only players that can catch a forward pass. But here's a heads up. On the opposite team, the defensive team, any player on the defensive team, when they're on the field, can pick up a ball that is thrown by the quarterback and catch it, and then they end up having the ball, and the ball turns over to the opposite team. So just remember that. There are only several types of players that are eligible on the offensive team to catch a forward pass, but anybody on the defensive team can catch it as long as it leaves the quarterback's hand. How can you pick out wide receivers, running backs, and tight ends? Here's how I do it. The wide receivers are really fast runners and tend to be slender and tall, and usually hang out the farthest distance from the middle of the field. That's called the sidelines. They stay right near the sidelines because that's where most of the balls for wide receivers go, on those right close to those sidelines. They jump for the ball and they use their height advantage to reach higher than the defensive person trying to catch the ball and take it away from them. The running backs are built lower to the ground. They're heavier, and if you watch them run, you would see them swivel their hips a lot more, in and out, to get away from the big linebackers trying to tackle them. The tight ends, who can also catch the ball and are also receivers, are bigger than the wide receivers and are very strong and have wider bodies. So when they catch a ball, instead of trying to go up in the air for it and grab it with their hands, they use a lot of body to catch the ball. Quarterbacks, by the way, make sure that everybody's wearing the same jersey on the team where you're watching the quarterback. If they're not, then you've got defensive players mixed up with offensive players. The offensive players need to all be wearing the same helmets and jerseys when they're on the field. And if they're not, that means you don't have offensive players playing on your side of the field. That means they're intermingled with defensive players. So try to just look for the colors in the helmets and make sure you keep those guys straight. Okay, let's recap what you learned in this episode. The quarterback has other players that work with him to move the ball down the field and score first down. He has several types of receivers to catch the ball: wide receivers and tight ends. Wide receivers catch most of the quarterback's passes. The quarterback also has running backs that usually run the ball, but they can also catch the ball. Watch a game and see if you can pick out the wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs who help the quarterback move the ball down the field. Let's see if you can answer the Coach's Corner questions for today. Why do we care if the quarterback throws a wobbly pass? What do the words sack, fumble, and interception mean? And why are these the quarterback's worst nightmares? Remember, each episode brings you closer to being able to talk the talk. So keep listening. You will be able to talk QB talk. And when that happens, your career and your life will soar. Don't miss episode 6, where you will learn all the bad things that can happen to the quarterback.